Hello, everybody. I just want to give you a quick crash course of the Key-A2 project to go an extra mile. As you might remember, it's a reapplication. We make it bigger now, so it's for 400K. The new applicant is Marci from Sweden. And I will share with you also all the other materials, but now very quickly to the activities that are relevant for us. So we go straight to the work package 2. Work package 2 starts, its focus on the topic of EduLARP and well-being. In simple words, bringing non-LARP tools like yoga, play-fight, and other things into the LARP. It's the most experimental part of the project, and it's actually very innovative in a sense. So as the first thing, every country is supposed to run 3 focus groups. Each focus group is supposed to have 6 to 10 people, mostly with LARPers, LARP designers, and youth in general. Focus on these 2 topics, well-being and LARP. Let's see, we will design it more in details. Based on the results, we will do some analysis, and every partner is supposed to propose 3 well-being tools that can be somehow implemented in the LARP. And then we are going to run a youth mobility in Czech Republic, and we will test those activities, and based on it we will do research and impact study to see how this can work. And we develop first part of the manual where we are going to list 10 most successful LARP well-being activities. And then every country is supposed to do a simple local dissemination event, which is more or less about testing one or more of those activities also locally. There is budget for everything. I will revisit it a bit later. Maybe about the size of the youth activity, there will be 5 youth plus 1 group leader, so 30 people in total. Work package 3 is about EduLARP for social inclusion and civic engagement. It starts in Sweden with a cooperation camp where we basically going to develop the specific LARP youth exchange. We already have a thing in mind. We did it several times, so now it's mostly about polishing it, putting it all together. Then we are also having some money for developing a specific game template, and then we are going to run this as a youth mobility in Greece, again for 30 people in total. And then we will transform it into the manual, chapter 2, and we will disseminate it locally, just like in the previous package. And finally, work package 4 is about EduLARP for preserving cultural living heritage. This time it again starts with a 3 focus group, 6 to 10 people each, and we welcome anthropologists, definitely anthropologists, LARP designers, but also youth in general who is somehow busy with the topic of cultural living heritage and similar things. Then we're gonna have joint staff meeting in Germany when we're gonna develop the game. So there basically already exists a certain game which is supposed to be transformed, made better, made scalable. Basically, based on this game, we want to create a big template with all the information we're going to gather from the focus groups. And then we're going to have the youth mobility in Poland. So I shifted it, the youth mobility is supposed to be for 50 people. 8 youth plus 2 youth workers per country. Basically, the idea is to have a big LARP game there, which will be kind of designed during the joint staff meeting in Germany. And then, based on it, we will develop the 3rd chapter of the manual, maybe with some card support. So we have the book of the manual, and a part of that, we are also having some design cards which teachers can take and use easily in their local context. Then we're gonna once again do the local dissemination event. Then there is a budget for localization, so we translate all those materials to the national languages and have it ready for printing. And then we're gonna organize big LARP festival in Germany, which is currently planned for 3 days. And then there is a certain budget for promotion. And this is more or less the whole project. What I still need from you, I need that you give a feedback on the application, that you take a look at the application and give feedback. Did you check carefully the budget? Because yeah, I was transforming it from 250K to 400K. I need to hear what's meaningful, what's not meaningful, if I should be more descriptive somewhere. From Smartsea, I need your CVs, or more specifically, CV of at least 2 people, 2 youth workers who will be involved in the project. From all the other partners, we already have the CVs. And we also need to make an agreement about the time when we're going to meet for the call of the whole consortium. Let me show you the Gantt. So, yes, I just very quickly adapted the old Gantt. Some of the times are not super meaningful, but I don't want to be very busy with it right now. I believe that we can shuffle the things when the project is approved. So, in the first work package, you can see the project management, quality assurance, exploration, exploitation, outreach, and innovation, and dissemination, and also validation, which is going for whole 24 months of the project. Then the work package 2 is running from September 2026 until the May 2027, and we are having 2 months for the focus groups, 3 months for developing the educational materials, 1 month for the pilot mobility, 1 month for the research and impact study. This might possibly take longer, and 3 months for development of the chapter 1 of the manual. The second work package goes from July 2027 to February 2028. You also make me realize that I made a mistake here, so better. And yeah, it starts with the cooperation camp in July, then development of the educational materials from August to October. Then November, we're gonna have the youth exchange in Greece. So possibly not, because I know that it's not going to be possible to do it in November in Holland, but we see how we can shuffle things. And then design of the chapter 2 is going to go from the December to February. And then we are going to the last chapter. So we are having 1 month for the focus group, that's in February. In March, joint staff meeting in Germany. April, youth mobility in Poland. Then we are having 3 months for development of the third chapter of the manual, 2 months for the localization. As you can see, this is a bit crossing, so maybe we'll need to be a bit fast here. And then in, what month is it? July, we would have the LARP festival in Germany. And then we are having 3 months for the promotional campaign. This is a draft. It's a bit packed, so I'm actually considering to add there a few months, so we are a bit less stressed and we are having more variability. Of course, keep in mind that if I'm going to be adding there months, I also need to rework quite a lot of things in the application. So yeah, let's do meaningful changes, but let's remember that every change requires a lot of work. Let's go a bit through the budget very quickly. I will also share it with you so you can see it specifically. We have project management. For Smartsea, we are calculating 960 euros per month. Inspire, ROS, and Nausicaa 550 euro per month. Voltreacher 720. This is somehow coming from Veronica still, if I remember correctly. No, I think that I actually updated it a bit. I'm not sure how we reach these costs, but I hope that it somehow reflects the prices in your country, that it's meaningful for you. But I will be happy for any inputs. We go to focus groups. So basically, we are having 3 focus groups. Each one of them is calculating as 2 days work. Plus there is some sort of material cost. What I'm doing when I'm doing focus groups is that I'm inviting people to the cafe and I'm telling them I'm paying for you, which is a good incentive for them to come. And that's why we are having this money for materials. It's actually money for food. But some materials might be needed as well, depends how you are doing the focus group. So, for the Sweden, we have 358 euro per day. For Czech, Greece, Poland, 238 euro per day. For Germany, we have 358 euros per day. And then Sweden has 200 euros per materials. The other countries are having 100 euros per materials or for food, you know. Game template. So we estimated unit costs 200 euros per day for Sweden and Germany, 150 for the remaining countries. We have 30 working days for the Sweden, 20 working days for all the others. And also Smartsy, as they will be responsible for this, they should have some extra money for feedback and finalization. Which makes me wonder that I should share a bit about who is responsible for what, but I don't have it in my mind, so you will see it in the application. Pilot Youth Mobility. Every country has calculated travel cost based on the classical travel budget. Then Czech Republic is having some accommodation and food for 9 days, so it will be 9-day youth exchange. And then there is 10 days for the material facilitators and facilitators. Veronica, this is a bit question to you because you put together the original budget. I simply wonder, how do we explain this? Because nowhere in the application right now there is a mention how many days is each youth mobility. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's an intention. Somehow we are not providing specific information on this. You are more experienced, so I will welcome your input on this. Then we go to the impact study. We are having 5 days for collection and analysis of the data for all countries, and Nausicaa is actually having 10 days because they will be responsible for this. Then there is validation and report draft for Smartsy and Waldritter, who will be responsible for the validation. Czech Republic will take responsibility for the design and graphic design. Promotion is shared among all the partners. Then we have development of chapter 1 of the manual. The biggest time is going to Nausicaa and Waldritter, who will take the biggest responsibility. The other countries are having 7 days. And Smartsy is also, Waldritter is having responsibility for development of the first draft. Smartsy is responsible for validation and adjustment. For graphic design, promotion is again shared among all the countries. Work package 3. Cooperation camp. So travel cost is obvious, and then accommodation, food, materials, this money are going to Smartsy. Then game development. Biggest part is going to Inspire and ROES because we already have experiences with this sort of activity. The others are having a bit less days. Then youth mobility, again the same story. Most money are going to the ROES. Development of the manual, biggest responsibility is going to Inspire. Package 3, focus groups, again the same logic. Joint staff meeting, again the same logic. Youth mobility, again the same logic. Most money are going to Nausicaa. Development of the third chapter, biggest responsibility is going to Nausicaa. Localization is equally divided among partners because everyone is responsible for their own localization. And then LARP Festival, most of the money are going to the Germany, the others are just having some money for the road. And yeah, I'm not sure how Veronica calculated those things. It was originally planned for 1 day. I made it into the 3 days. And here we are having promotion outputs, just whatever it was left to 400K. I just raised our target a lot, I think to 10,000 reach from 3,000 reach. And I think that it's quite possible to do it. Some of those things are easier to adjust. We can easily adjust the promotion. We can quite easily adjust the money for localization, which can be very fast and cheap in the time of AI. But let's still remember that we need to pay for the work of graphic designer if we want to have it nice. The other things can be also adjusted. It will just be a bit more problematic. So basically, if you have a feeling that somewhere is too much money, somewhere is too little, let me know so we can also finalize this. And Veronica, I'll also be waiting for your input. I think this is the main thing. I will be looking to hear from you.